Hello again, Susanna here, your angel intuitive and spiritual guidance counselor. In my water room. My mermaid. Yay. A little more natural light. Still too hot to be outside. Yay. And sticky. And don't know if I mentioned it in my other videos, but my yard is not my happy place right now. I'll just leave it at that. And hopefully my yard, those that have seen my older videos, I love my yard. It's my happy place. It's not my happy place right now. It's not a happy place to be. But hopefully it will be sometime, maybe by this time next year. And then you'll see why. I'll share that with you. So today, keep getting the question, and I answer this a lot. I may have done it during the 2020 forced incarcerations on all of us. So people ask, it's like, well, 2020 was supposed to be 2020 vision. What happened? It was chaos. It was darkness. It was, excuse me, it was lockdowns. It was shutdowns. It was close off, close this, close this. Especially this, right? Well, if we really go back, if we focus in, I know it drives everyone crazy, focus on the positive. Focus on the positive aspects. So what happened in 2020? Okay? Not what the media told us, not the storyline of what happened. What was really happening? Connected to spirituality and our connection to Source, to God, to the universe, to each other. To each other. What happened there? Okay? So, in that time when we were separated, we were forced, many of us, forced to go within because we were by ourselves. We were forced to step outside the box, or I guess maybe more like we were forced into a box that we had to break out of, which allows us to see what's really happening, right? Or we step back from our normal everyday situation, our day-to-day lives and ruts and routines and I'm trying to think of a nice word. our day-to-day life, right? So what we were used to, the old ways, our normal, normal, whatever that is, lives. But also we were allowed to step back and see it from a different view. Because when everything's shut down, shut off, closed off, we're looking at things different. We have a different landscape, right? We're not going to our offices. We're not around people. We're forced to be away, so we're seeing things differently. We're being forced to look at ourselves. There's some 2020 vision right there. There's, the eye-opening experience, right? Eye-opening. So we learned about ourselves. We shifted our priorities. How many of you did something completely different? I feel like we've done some videos on this. We probably touched on it because there's a lot going on then. But I heard this so much during that time and after that time, that people saw people differently. People close to them, best friends were suddenly nowhere to be found. When you reached out, they weren't there for you. When you needed someone to talk to, someone to listen, they weren't there because they're in their own little bubble, right? And then other people who you thought were just buddies at work or miscellaneous random acquaintances that you said hi to in passing, those were the ones that were calling you up or texting you or checking in on you. How are you doing? What's going on? Do you need to talk? Maybe sometimes it's because they needed someone to talk to as well. But the fact that these people reached out, it was the people you least expected in most cases. And in my opinion, in my humble opinion, that's a big opening there. That's a whole shift in our vision. Spiritually, literally, in our world. Our world's changed. Our personal worlds, right? We've got the whole world, obviously, but our personal worlds, our little space, our homes, our circle of friends and family, even family. How many people lost family members that, as in, don't speak to anymore because you saw things differently than what they were seeing, or you had a different view on certain aspects, and how did that change? People that were so close are now far apart, or don't even speak, haven't spoken in a couple years now, right? I had a couple, and that's okay. Time to transition. New people come in, other people go. And I feel really blessed because those that didn't come back, say, for example, I'll just use my clients as an example. A lot of people disappeared that had been with me for years. But in that place came a whole new set of beautiful, amazing, gifted people that not only bring a lot to my life, but they're brightening up the lives of those around them. So they're beautiful examples of what we need more of. And it's fabulous. And we've all gone through certain shifts and changes during that time, during that specific year. So kind of focusing on the 2020 aspect right now of how it connects to the 2020 vision. Now, at the beginning of the year, in January, we thought it was going to be something different, right? Or even in November, December of 19 coming into. How is it going to be? What kind of magnificent, adventures are we going to have? What kind of beautiful learnings are we going to have? And discoveries about ourselves and others and the world and universe and God and whatever, right? And then, boom. Woo! But sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes that's the spiritual or literal slap in the face to wake us up, to make us pay attention, because we get into these ruts. We get into the everyday. It's like, what do we do every day? What's normal? Our normal routine. And sometimes God shakes it up. We got to realize what's around us. We don't notice. The analogy that I always get with the rut, and I love me a good rut. I like routine. It's easy. But the visual they always give me with that, the downside of that, is when you keep walking back and forth on the same path, you're digging a hole. What are you digging a hole? Kind of looks like a grave. Just saying. But you're digging this hole and you're walking back and forth. You're fine. You've got your path. You're looking down. You're walking 10 feet this way, 10 feet back, 10 feet forward, 10 feet back. And then before you know it, here you are, and you decide to wake up and look around, and where did everybody go? You're 10 feet deep in dirt, right? So sometimes things have to get shaken up a little to remind us there's more. There's so much more we're missing out on. How many of you had your regular TV shows that you'd go to work, you'd come home, you'd watch your show. You'd go to bed, get up, go to work, come home, watch your show, watch whatever day of the week it is, watch these shows. And then everything shifted, because what's on TV that year? Nothing but negative. Nothing but negative. Negative, negative, negative. Fear, 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 fear. Some of us fell into that little fear spiral, sitting in a little corner rocking. Don't want to leave the house. Sadly, I still know a couple people that aren't quite ready to venture out yet completely. And others of us took that opportunity and rearranged their home, did something else, read some books, caught up on some stuff, learned about themselves. Because what happened? We got tired of the negative, being bombarded with negativity and fear. What do? Turn it off. We turn it off, we break that spell, and then we're looking around. That's the 2020 vision. Once the spell is broken, we see what's really around us. We go from weird black and white, slow-mo, to vivid liquid color. And it's like, how did I miss that? Just like what I was saying earlier about the friends. It's how did we miss that? How did we miss that connection that person had for us and that we had with that person? When we were, because, our normal, we're focusing on those people that have always been there, or seemingly, right? So all of a sudden, we've awakened to these new relationships, these new friendships, these new connections. And we're finding that we're a lot more fulfilled, right? Huge, huge shifts. So again, going back to when we go back and we have the negative memories, or, oh my gosh, if only, that we lost a year. I know, I still say the best analogy is someone posted, they showed, of 2020, they showed the calendar, right? You've got January, all the numbers lined up. February, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the dates. And then March through December, it's just this pile of numbers and letters. Because that's kind of what it's like, right? We've had a couple of years of that now. Well, but again, that's kind of breaking the illusion that we were in, though. What is time? Time is an illusion. We're so focused on second by second, minute to minute, hour to hour, day to day, month, week to week, month to month. We forget what's most important. We forget what's around us. So that was our opportunity. That was a gift. So when we go back and look at it from a different perspective, from the positive, and we see what we got out of it, and how much more we've grown and evolved, and how our experience has changed, and how our priorities have shifted, the importance of family, the importance of true friendships, the beauty of nature. Because I know in my neighborhood, I saw neighbors, where I've been for a long time, saw neighbors that I knew were there, but had never spoken to. And they're out venturing. They're venturing outside. They're walking with their families. They were riding bikes. Because it was springtime, it was beautiful here. And where would they be before? They'd be watching TV, negative stuff on TV, or they'd be just in their backyard, staying within the home, or at school, in the classroom, which is fine. I think education in school is better than online, but homeschool's best. But venturing out into nature and being in the world and experiencing what's really happening, that was the 2020 vision. That was the vision of 2020. That was the gift, was that our eyes were open. We were seeing people, things, media, TV, all of it in a whole nother way, from a whole nother perspective. Again, being put in the box, outside the box, however you want to look at it, we were seeing it differently. Whether we're above looking down, or inside that box looking up going, wait a minute, how did I get here? We learned so much about ourselves. What we can handle, what we can't. So when that memory comes back, think of it in the positive aspects. Find the positive in it. What did you learn? What did you get? What did you receive positively during that time? And then that will be your 2020 vision. That's your vision. Then we go into the next one. So I'm already over on here. I'm going to have to piece it together, y'all. Y'all know I'm not good at that. We'll see. So then comes 2021, which was the beginning of the Great Awakening. That comes next. Have a beautiful week. Keep that vision open.